Now, tonight's adventure into the unknown.
Shut up and sit down.
Welcome back to another episode of Tinfoil Hat.
Tinfoil Hat. Come with me into the waters of conspiracy with Sam Tripoli.
Sam Tripoli.
Sam Tripoli.
Mr. Sam Tripoli. Sam Tripoli.
With my friend Ryan Davis.
Hi, Ryan.
We're like doing this gay couple of conspiracy theories.
I think it's beautiful, man.
Hold up there, partner. Say that again.
It's some mystical, deep, dark realm, crazy shit.
Wake up, Aaron. There's reptile people everywhere.
Hey man, what's the truth there, dog?
Oh, what the fuck are you guys even talking about?
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
Revolution will be podcasted. Yes.
Holy shit, it's Sarge proof time.
What?
What's up, Frenzy?
What is up? How's it going?
It's going pretty good.
Good.
We got another episode, back-to-back nights here. And who's our guest tonight?
Our guest tonight is Sam Tripoli. What's up, Sammy
Motherfucking
T?
Sam Tripoli.
I'm here.
There you are.
How's it going?
Oh, going good. I wasn't sure if that was my cue. I am here.
Yay!
Let's see, this is second time you've been on the show.
Yep.
And
Second time making me a regular.
A regs.
I think last time we talked it was, what?
You're sounding like a robot.
Do I?
Yeah.
Hold on one sec. Let's pause a second so that you can hear a word from our sponsors. Sarge here.
Frenzy here.
They're here to tell you about our sponsor, Northland Vapor Company. They're serving the global vaping community. What they do is they provide quality and non-costly e-liquid. For all you vape heads out there, this is important. They source top quality raw materials and do not use any artificial coloring, preservatives, or sweeteners in their products.
That's awesome. They also have 13 amazing flavors that come in 2 different sizes. 120 mils, which is priced at $14.99, and the 30 mil bottle option, which is priced at $6.99. That's like half the cost of normal other places.
Than most places.
Yep. And they have some awesome flavors. The most popular right now is called Nuts and Cream. You're going to love these nuts.
Oh, I do love these nuts.
And they also have another flavor that is called Tangerine Dream, and it is oh so dreamy.
Northland Vapor also has a premium line called Apex. And these Apex Wicked comes in 30 milliliter bottles for $9.99 generally and has 7 flavors for your blowing cloud pleasure. Northland Vapor also offers free domestic shipping on orders of $50 or more. And free shipping on international orders of $100 or more. Everybody loves free shipping.
Yeah, that's
Hell
awesome.
Yeah.
You can check out their website, northlandvapor.com, and use the code SARGE20 for 20% off e-liquid and swag. They have some pretty sweet swag.
They got some badass swag.
Awesome hats, t-shirts, stickers, all
Hell
the
yeah.
things. And while you're there, make sure that you sign up for their Northlander Rewards program. You can earn points towards future orders, get discounts, savings, get promotional stuff, find out when new flavors are coming out. Just do that. And make sure Northland Vapor Company is on your radar. Be the cloud.
Do it.
Do it now.
Later, fuckers.
Bye.
Hey everyone, it's Kevin Goatee from Comics Watching Comics. If you like stand-up comedy, we've got it. If you like comics busting the balls of other comics, we definitely got it. Watch myself and the other panelists and see which of the newer comics will win a spot on the showcase at a top club in New York City. I'm also happy to announce that the show will be moving to Amazon Prime in the next month or so. Check us out on Amazon Prime, Comics Watching Comics. And while you're at it, take a listen to the SportsBook Box Office Podcast. My comedian friend Jeff Paul and I break down what's happening in the sports world. We talk baseball, football, hockey, you name it. We also talk about movies, and we love to tell the other person why their opinion is wrong. Check us out on iTunes, the Sportsbook Box Office Podcast. Vida Zen.
You know, this kind of narrative that was suppressed by, you know, the mainstream of everything, religion, news, and all, and pop culture, which I don't know what it is today because, you know, with what's going on in this country and all that stuff, you know, the narrative now has been, the mainstream narrative is social justice warrior stuff, sacred victim, all this interesting stuff that I've been trying to really think about what is the counterculture to that.
Yeah.
And what do you guys think it is?
I don't know if it's anything specific. I feel like it's when you're not thinking amongst the mainstream, like the mainstream of society, like then you're different, I guess. So,
yeah,
but what makes
I thought about that too.
But what makes everybody think the same way? And if you don't think the way that I think, then you're wrong, you know? And then those bands of people group together, and then that's kind of their philosophy. So then if you don't think that way too, then something's wrong with you. And then they nitpick you and whatever. It's just like everyone should be able to have their own opinions and actually just be adults and have a disagreement once in a while and just have a conversation instead of turning it into this crazy debate. And like...
Yeah, that's interesting, right? It's kind of like down the middle now, right? Whereas you got like the neo-con and the neo-left. Mm-hmm. And they're kind of, it's come so full circle, they're actually touching dicks Chinese fucking handcuff style. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's almost like the middle is like both sides suck and both sides are love and both sides, you know, the political parties of both sides are fucking are both fucking wrong, I guess. That's it. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. Well, when I think back to like my grandpa, he'd be like in his 90s now, but he used to talk politics back in the day, and I think it's different because you were either Democratic or you were Republican, and they both had good things that they could bring to the table as far as that goes, and they could just have conversations about it and whatever. But obviously it had to evolve at some point, and now it's at where it's at through progression and through time. But just looking back on that, it's just like weird. Like Trump is our president now, you know, like
it is. It's so weird, right? It's so weird.
Yeah.
But no matter who the president is, you're going to have at least half the people pissed off.
Right. Well, but there's just so many other factors that are involved in it now. Social media plays a huge one. I mean, our president, no matter who our president is in this day and age, 2017, he tweets things on Twitter. Yeah. You know, like that's just weird.
Wasn't Obama like the first kind of like tech president though?
Yeah, well, he was the first one to use the internet, they said, to get elected. He was the first one to, you know, work the internet really,
he was also the first black president.
Reach more people.
He was?
He was also the first black president. There's lots of things that whatever were big.
That was the
big
funniest
situations.
thing when he Between Two Ferns had Hillary Clinton on, and he was like, for some people, you're the first white president they've ever seen. That was like really funny.
That is funny. Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you define a counterculture.
Is conspiracy theory the counterculture?
I guess
I think in a way it is, actually.
I guess it depends on that counterculture's view of what the normal culture is. You know what I mean?
So interesting, right?
But it's also, too, because people get to express their opinions in an anonymous way where they never were able to before. And then they get to spill it all over social media. Like, you can easily sit behind your computer and complain about or, you know, try and convince someone of what you believe in is better than somebody else. Yeah. But you're sitting there anonymously doing it.
I mean, I'm sure there's a broad, basic definition of counterculture is that it's anything that kind of goes against mainstream, you know, ways and culture. But,
I can
there's
tell
variables
you,
in anything.
It's a subculture whose values and norms of behavior differ substantially from those of mainstream society, often in opposition to mainstream cultural morals. A counterculture movement expresses the ethos and aspirations of a specific population during a well-defined era. So that's
Either you are reading that, or you just went to some weird MK Ultra fucking robot speak talk.
Her eyes rolled back in her head.
It's because of the eclipse. The eclipse made me do it.
She blacked out and started reciting Webster's dictionary's definitions. It's really creepy when she does that shit, but it's really helpful on the show. Okay.
Yeah, that's an interesting topic, though. I'm glad you brought that up. I could probably talk about that for hours. But
I think we lost some of the audio at the beginning when you were talking about tinfoil hat. Do you want to round about it again real quick?
Yeah, basically today was a great day. We recorded another tinfoil hat with a young Christian warrior named Ryan Davis, my BFF and my co-host. We had a guy named Gordon White on. He's an Australian-British dude who's specializing in chaos magic, and we had some wonderful discussions. And basically, I've been very blessed that, this show has expanded my mind. My limited mind has been expanded and opened up. My third eye been squeegeed, and it's been real fun. And, if you guys get a chance, check out Tinfoil Hat with Sam Tripoli.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You just dropped that episode literally maybe 20 minutes ago. And we were, like I said, we were listening to it earlier before we started this call with you. And you were saying that this guy was talking about how there's evidence of nuclear war on Mars.
Yeah, man. That the soil and the atmosphere has weapon-grade radiation in it.
Wow.
And that there is a belief that millions of years ago, something that we were actually on Mars first, and we came to Earth, and that a giant nuclear bomb was detonated in the air, which is meant to annihilate life.
Wow.
And, not to hit, but actually blow up in the air, which annihilates life, which would explain why the air and the soil is radioactive, dude.
What? So there's basically intelligent life on Mars at some point, and it was wiped out by nuclear warfare.
And we did to Mars what everyone is kind of assuming we're going to do to Earth at some point. Just char this motherfucker and have to move to another rock. Dude, it's really
interesting, man. There's if you look into Hinduism, that was the episode before with a guy, Sean Joshi. He really talked about how there's actually proof of we're not the first civilization of man, and we're one of many. And going back thousands and thousands of years, and it's just what happens is man. Yeah, do you guys remember the Matrix? Do you remember when Neo meets the Maker, and he's the Maker's kind of studying him and tells him how you're different than the rest, and how before you they acted like this, and how you're kind of different. It's that man kind of goes through these cycles where they build up, and then something happens and they destroy themselves, and then the cycle starts all over again.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely believe the idea of civilizations existing long before any kind of history that we have available to us.
And not just cavemen drawing stick figures on the incredibly intelligent beings. Maybe they didn't have iPhones, but they had very complex and sophisticated societies.
Yeah,
that's kind of the idea when you look back at Star Wars, because that was supposed to take place a long, long time ago. But they had all this crazy technology, but they still wore robes and shit because they're in desert climates outside. They had crazy weird cultures, and they weren't on our level in a lot of ways, but their technology was insane. That totally could have happened at some point.
Yeah,
100%, dude. And just the whole thing I've learned is there is so much going on. You know what life in reality is? It's almost like a mall, a giant mall, a Mall of America, where you're in Foot Locker, right? And you think Foot Locker is reality. But at the same exact time, There's a reality that's Victoria's Secrets. There's a reality that's Spencer's in the mall. There's a reality that's the bookstore. And they all coexist at the same time, but just nobody knows it because you're just in this one store in the mall. It's like so interesting. It's really opened my mind to all this crazy stuff that's been going on.
Yeah. That's a good analogy. So Sam, if you could pick where you would be in the mall, where would you be? I already know what mine is.
What's yours?
Mine is the Paul Bunyan log ride. I would just live there. Yep.
On the log ride?
Yeah.
Just all day long. Woo!
I would be at Pita Pit. Every time I go to Pita Pit, anytime I go to a mall that has a Pita Pit, I am so excited.
For breakfast pitas or just regular?
Like chicken pita with baked potato chips.
Motherfucking breakfast pita? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I do a breakfast pita.
I used to work at Famous Dave's at the Mall of America, and the food court is one of the food courts is directly across, and there's a pita pit right there.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that was one of my go-tos. Yep. Super good.
You got fired for eating that pita
Are you
pit
guys
every
in
day?
Minnesota?
Yes, we're in Minnesota.
Yeah. My friends have been performing there a lot lately. Kate Quigley and Brian Redband were just there.
Yeah.
All America. Yeah, man. I love Minnesota.
You need to come. You need to come visit.
Our buddy Darren Chase was out there performing with Brian Redband and them the other night.
I love Darren Chase. I'm actually doing a Eddie Bravo hit me up. It's like, Tripoli, we gotta do a conspiracy theory comedy show, live show. So I'm trying to think of the people to put on the show, and Darren's one of them I want to put on the show.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's gonna be on tomorrow night. He's in town right now, so he's coming over and
doing a live epi.
One. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I think that would be awesome. I think he's in the flat Earth, which is borderline retarded, but still funny though.
I thought he was talking shit. I thought he was just fucking with people about that flat Earth stuff.
I don't know, man. Every time I see him, he's like, dude, flat Earth, bro.
I think he's fucking with you. I think he's fucking with you. I don't think he believes in it because I see some of the shit he puts there, and he's making fun of the flat Earthers.
Yeah, the flat Earthers.
Okay, we'll see. We should get him on and find out if he's just fucking with people.
Yes.
It'd make more sense.
Awesome. It would make more sense. The fight. Yeah. Saturday the 26th.
Yes.
Floyd Mayweather against Conor McGregor.
Motherfucking McGregor.
What do you think about this whole thing? Like, I keep going back and forth.
I think it's a very interesting thing. I think it's going to be the most pirated event in the history of time.
Yes.
I think Instagram Lives, what else are there? All of them. Fucking Periscopes, Facebook Lives. You're going to see this fight everywhere because nobody knows the value of this fight right now. Mm-hmm. It could either be a $100 fight that's fun to watch, or it could be a complete slop fest, and people are going to be pissed. So I don't know how much people are going to want to invest money in it.
Right.
It's going to be interesting to see. Here's the thing about this fight. McGregor beats Mayweather in every category but boxing. Mm-hmm. And this is a boxing match, which makes it so interesting.
Right. That's exactly why it is.
He's bigger. He's longer. He's wider. He's younger. He's, it's just everything but this one thing, which is boxing, and this is a boxing match. So if you talk to boxing people, they're not giving McGregor any chance at all. Mm-hmm. None. Like, if you talk to people who watch MMA and they know the magic of Conor McGregor, they go, he's got a puncher's chance.
What does Daniele call him? We talked with Daniele Bolelli and Savannah M last night, and Daniele called Conor the
crazy Irish magic.
Crazy Irish magic.
Yeah.
Dude, just look at the things that he's done within his fight. The knockout power of Jose Aldo, Chad Menendez. Those are like guys he just took out with 4-ounce gloves. And they were, look, Jose Aldo, it was like undefeated for 10 years.
Yeah.
and here's the thing about, and like, I have a buddy of mine named Daryl Lamontre, and you could hear his blood boil anytime I try to go, about McGregor when it comes to Mayweather. And it's just like, here's the thing about McGregor. His reach is longer than Mayweather. And, like, that doesn't always like, Mayweather lately has always had the longer reach on everybody he's been fighting. Mm-hmm. So what he does is that defensive stance where he puts his shoulder up near his chin, he has his fucking left hand by his face, and he just blocks anything you hit coming here, and then he throws a punch out. And he's so much longer than everybody, he just hits everybody from the outside. He's not going to be able to do that with McGregor, because McGregor's reach is longer, and let's not mention that his shoulders are wider. Mm-hmm. So not only is he longer in the arms, but when you throw in the range of his shoulders, it's even longer. Yeah, so I mean, he's going to have the reach advantage on Mayweather, which I don't think Mayweather's had Mayweather's fought anybody who's had a longer reach in a very long time.
Yeah, apparently.
With all that said, he's still got the advantage in I mean, we're not talking a boxer. We're talking quite possibly the greatest boxer of all time. Mm-hmm.
But
it's just really interesting.
That's the thing, though, too, is, if McGregor's got that reach and he's got, I'm guessing he's got more power than Mayweather. And even though he may not have the defensive skills and the tactical skills that Mayweather has in boxing, he gets one or two lucky shots in there. That Irish magic is working its thing, and Mayweather's not used to getting hit. He might just drop him.
Listen, man, I remember a very long time ago, Tito Ortiz got in a fight with this guy in a line. The guy happened to later on become an MMA fighter, but he got in a fight with this guy in a line at a bar, and the dude knocked him out. I mean, like, anything is possible.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a 42-year-old boxer who's been off for 2 years.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And again, he beats him in everything but this one thing. And that's what's going to make it so interesting. But it could also make it so it's a boring fight ever. If I was Conor, I would just throw punches and bunches, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And I would rather go out getting knocked out and just throwing on a really good fight than fucking do a snoozer. I think a snoozer will hurt both these fighters and their reputations, even though it's a different sport that Conor rules in. It was still, I mean, this is going to be a huge fight.
Yeah, well, you got the boxing fans and the MMA fans tuning in for this thing and getting all hyped up, and I think they want to see a fucking show, especially the MMA fans. There's people that were pissed off enough with the Mayweather and Pacquiao fight with how boring it was, because it was just a tactical showing. There's nothing but just two tactical fighters, nothing exciting about it. But you got an MMA dude in there against Mayweather.
Yeah.
I think people want to see a little bit of excitement. I would like to see McGregor do the same thing, just start raining down on Mayweather. But I have a feeling that McGregor, because he's not a boxer, that you think maybe he's gonna feel like he has a little something to prove. Like, I gotta display my boxing skills, my brand new boxing skills that I've learned while I've been training. Yeah,
that's definitely possible, but the one thing we've learned about Mayweather, he doesn't give a fuck what anybody thinks. And that O on his record is more important than probably his own children. And that means the world to him. Now, Mayweather loses this fight, the next fight is even more money. But Mayweather cares so much about that fucking O that he wouldn't even risk it. Like, $400 million, it's not even worth $400 million to him,
right?
Which he could make on the second fight to take a fucking loss.
Yeah, but if that zero on his 49-0 record is more important than the money, why would he take this fight?
Because to him, this is the easiest fight.
Think so?
Yeah. Well,
he's not scared even a little bit.
Have you ever known of any other UFC? I mean, obviously there's never been a UFC boxing fight, but UFC fight where they've created like a simulation.
Like on
what do you mean a simulation? Like they
have
EA Sports?
Yeah, they look like cartoon characters.
Like they did on that Rocky movie?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Rocky 5?
Yeah.
Like a PlayStation.
Well, I mean, EA Sports always does like for the big UFC fights, they always show who, how they think it's going to go, and sometimes they're eerily correct.
Okay.
And I don't know if they did it with this one.
There's one, I'm watching it right now.
And what does it say?
It's saying that McGregor is going to win.
Look at those chumps.
See, here's the problem
McGregor
with this fight.
Bitch.
There's a lot of money riding on this fight.
There's so much money. Yeah.
But they have to get everyone to believe that McGregor has a chance.
Right. Apparently, Vegas
They have
is like,
to sell that.
if McGregor wins, Vegas is gonna be bleeding money. Apparently, if McGregor wins, that's an article that I read today.
Yeah,
that's why they had to make the odds so low.
Yeah, some dude
like,
bet
there's no way that they have Conor having a better chance against Mayweather than Canelo, and that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't know, man, but then it's that Irish fucking crazy magic,
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a measurable thing.
It's either going to be super awesome or it's going to be super disappointing.
Yeah.
I remember watching when Silva broke his leg and it got all rubbery when he was fighting Weidman. I watched that fight, and I used to be a huge Spider fan. So when I watched that, and I just was like, "You're being so weird," and he was being really cocky and just not normal at all. It was weird, and I just was like, "I'm super disappointed in you right now after he lost because
he's being cocky.
He wasn't even trying really. It didn't
Who's
seem
this?
like
What was this? Which one?
Anderson Silva and Weidman.
Oh yeah. Well, because I think he was hearing all the rumbles that everybody was saying that Weidman was going to win.
So it got in his head. He got in his own head.
I think it did get in his head. And Father Time is undefeated, dude.
Yeah.
Father Time is undefeated. Anderson Silva, who was considered the greatest of all time. I think John Jones has taken that. But before that, it was Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
He did a boxing match against just a road boxer, and he got his ass handed to him.
Wow.
You can't use your legs in the boxing ring.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think the best chance he has is just to throw punches in bunches, man.
Yeah.
And just throw it at him and just push him, make Mayweather throw fights, maybe hurt his hands, and just make him tired. I mean, the guy's 42, man. Once you hit 40, you're fighting off rigor mortis all the time. It is setting in. You guys don't look like you're 40, even close to 40. 40, it sets in, man. And it's just got, that's going to wear on you, dude. And he's 28. It's not like this is like a 35-year-old guy taking on a 42-year-old guy or a 38-year-old guy taking on a 42-year-old. This is a 28-year-old guy in the physical prime of his life.
Yeah.
He's walking in there with the same mentality that Mayweather has, which is, I'm the greatest ever.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas everybody else was walking with, I can beat this guy. I can do it. I know nobody else thinks I can do it, but I can totally fucking do it.
Yeah, their alpha situation is the same.
Oh, yeah.
They're both masters, but I think the thing that McGregor has going for him is he's lost before. And I don't think losing in combat sports is as bad as Mayweather thinks it is. He's made it into something way worse. Rocky Marciano, I'm Italian. I grew up loving Rocky Marciano, but everyone will tell you that guy fought like stiffs who they fucking undug out of the graves to fight this guy. It's to go undefeated really says more about your level of competition than actually your skill set, in my opinion. Everybody, look at how great Roy Jones was for so long, and he got caught. Everybody gets caught.
Right.
It happened. And the fact that he hasn't been caught, and he made I gave him a lot of credit for when he fought Canelo, and that was a great fight. But even that, people said they got him early. He realized he wasn't as refined a fighter as Canelo is now.
Mm-hmm.
So he got him early. So he's a young buck who's young, dumb, full of cum, and just going for it. Whereas, then he took on Pacquiao way after Pacquiao was past his prime and fought a million fucking fights. So this is an interesting thing. And, there's no game tape on how to fight McGregor in terms of boxing. There's nothing there.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't... We were talking about this last night. I'm like, maybe he's been practicing for weeks at a time, getting up his boxing skills. You know? Who knows?
Oh, he's practicing his boxing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe he's like super good at it and he never really knew because he never tried it.
Yeah, but
boxing
Mayweather
isn't something you get good in weeks.
Yeah, Fancy thinks that McGregor's so good he'll just like become a wizard in 6 months. Like he's like
he could
that magic.
The Irish magic
just elevates.
The Irish magic, man. I mean, he caught Jose Aldo. I mean, he caught him. The problem is that McGregor is also going in with a guy that thinks just like Mayweather.
Exactly.
Mayweather's never faced anybody with the mentality that he has. Well, McGregor hasn't necessarily fought anybody with the mentality he has.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even Aldo, who's 10 years in, a 10-year reign of undefeated, was very much in his head when he got there. I don't think either of these guys will be in their head. I think they both believe they're going to win this fight, which is something neither of them has ever taken on before.
Right.
Yeah. What do you think about the 8-ounce gloves thing?
That was done to sell the fight.
Thank you. That's what I said,
because the fight wasn't grabbing any traction.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
It's. I mean, it's not going to make a huge difference, though. Really.
Well, no, but it was just having a change. It
is weird though, because like they said that it could set precedents for future fights because they allowed it for this one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you look at Cyborg just challenges three weight division female boxing champion. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like, I just think now I don't blame them, man. You know what? Big money fights. You got to do big money fights. You got to go for it. These guys aren't getting paid jack shit. I mean, UFC is starting now to get paid. Like, Daniel Cormier got $1 million just to show up. That's like huge, you know. But they should be getting paid this, man. That's, it's just a different model too. It's just like, boxing. There's 3 fights on the card. There's 3 or 4. In MMA, there's 12.
Yeah,
it's a totally different. But also in boxing, in MMA, UFC makes way too much of the lion's share of the profits.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 80%, 90% of the profits go to UFC when it should be, in football and basketball, it's 50-50.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully it'll get there. Especially for all of the training and time that they spend getting ready to fight, and then actually, can you imagine even if you didn't get your ass completely kicked, just being in one of those fights? Like, obviously you're in good shape. You wouldn't be doing it if you weren't, but how long that takes to just recover and, you're basically getting the shit kicked out of you either way. Or halfway.
100%. And this
that's
notion they can't hydrate, or what's that called? What do they use right after they weigh in?
Yeah.
What are those bags they use?
Yeah, those saline bags.
Yeah. You can't use that. You can't smoke weed. It's so stupid.
It's so stupid.
It's really barbaric. Just dumb. Whatever these guys need to recuperate, let them do it.
Yeah, well, maybe the weed thing is because they don't want him to get the munchies because they're going to gain 5 pounds. I could see that, I guess.
But that's
give them the weed, lock a fridge.
All the weed they want.
Yeah, just don't give them food. Yeah, after the fight, for sure.
I'm really upset. I wish that Ronda Rousey and Conor McGregor would get their head out of their asses and join these fighter unions.
Yeah,
and especially Ronda, who doesn't want to fight anymore, but still kind of has a star in the sport.
Yeah.
Why not join the fighters?
Yeah.
Why not join the union? Why not go, I'll fight again, I'm joining this union. And then just take a shit fight. Fight somebody new. Just to help out the fighter. You really want to leave a good legacy? Join the fucking union. These guys need a union, man.
Yeah, they do.
Dude, okay, fine. You can't pay these guys $1 bazillion each because there's so many fighters. Then let them do sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to ask
Absolutely.
that. Do they still have restrictions on fighters having sponsorships?
I think that this is coming to an end once the Reebok deal expires, because that's why they're losing. UFC's losing all these fighters to Bellator. But I also think the UFC is kind of letting some of the fighters go so that there is this notion that they don't have a monopoly, you know, and that there is two, like if there's Pepsi, and there's Coke, the UFC, and then there's Pepsi, Bellator. So they kind of are letting that happen, I think, in the long run, because they've had monopoly fucking charges put against them.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, there's Bellator, dude, you know, so...
Yeah,
should just be the only way this sport grows is that the fighters make money, and that the fighters make money. Better athletes join the gym.
Yeah,
right.
Join the sport.
Why aren't they able to just get whatever sponsors they want, and then whatever they give a certain percentage back?
Why
they get to be?
Why should just let the fighters make money?
Well, no, they should be able to make money, but they also. I don't know. If they're going to be a part of it, they should give some. I'm not saying like a lot, like maybe like 3% or something.
They got to pay a chair rental.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just like a little something.
There's only one NFL. They got a monopoly on American football.
Well, yeah, but the problem is they tried doing a different football league and it didn't work out. And
I know it sucks.
And because it sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. They should make more money, the football players, but they can get sponsorship.
Exactly.
You know?
I don't think they need to make any more money. I think they're good.
No, yeah.
Those guys wreck their bodies, dude.
Yeah, they do.
Wreck their bodies, man. They should make every dollar they can make. And I don't even mind it in basketball. These guys there's a guy named Alan Crabtree. If he wasn't a 6'9" black guy, you wouldn't even know who he is. You know?
Yeah.
You wouldn't know he's played in the NBA. But that guy's making $20 million a year. You couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
I know. It's insane.
It's crazy.
The salaries in
and
the
they
NBA
deserve every dollar of it because it's 420 of them that play in this league. That's it. 420.
Yeah.
They should, you know? So they should get all the money they want, but now they need to get to a point where it's incentivized because we saw during these playoffs, these guys quit. I mean, like, look at what they did with James Harden in the Houston Rockets. That guy quit Game 6 against the Warriors, and he just got a $200 million contract from the Houston Rockets. And it's just like, what are you doing? The guy, you know, we have to incentivize. This guy's made $500 million.
Right.
What is incentivizing him to keep playing?
Nothing.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to hope it's LeBron James, it's Kevin Durant, these guys who have this like competitive spark that forces them to do what to never stop competing. And you got guys who just don't give a shit.
Yeah, you absolutely do.
Plenty of them don't give a shit.
Plenty of them.
$20 million.
Boogie Cousins is on the verge of making $40 million a year, and I like Boogie Cousins. I think he's got a bad rap, and he hasn't been in an organization that's taking care of him. Granted, he just got with New Orleans. But, dude, that guy hasn't had a winning record in the NBA since he got in the league.
Yeah.
Not a winning record, and he's got to make $40 million a year. Unbelievable.
Yeah, these guys that you've never even heard of are making more than even, like, Jordan was making back in the day.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. But they deserve it because, obviously, that's that cable money. Now, what's really interesting is what's going to happen to sports once cable dies? Like, where's that revenue get made up?
Yeah,
when cable, when you see the complete collapse of from cable cutting.
Yeah.
Well,
where's all the money going to come from?
Do you think it's something like that is streamable? Is that something they could? I don't see how you can make enough money if you're paying a monthly subscription to like Netflix and now they're streaming NFL games. I don't think there's enough money to be made there. You'd have to up the price. Probably substantially.
Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe they start off small where they don't do all the deal. They don't do all the games. They just do a small package of games.
Yeah.
And you can tune on and watch it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I could see that on a fucking streaming site. Hey, tune in here. The game started. I could see that on a smaller level.
Well,
and then
these like NFL Game Day and shit like that, they have apps on like Roku now. And I don't see why they can't. You just have to pay extra. I mean, dude, look at like Fox Sports 1 has completely abandoned growing that channel. Yeah. They fired everybody in their digital because they just see that ESPN is dying because people are cable cutting and they want to blame it on everything but their programming. ESPN's programming is so bad now.
Yeah.
Everything is social justice warrior bullshit. I don't care about the kid with cerebral palsy going for 50 points in the game. Just fucking tell me who won, who lost. That's all I want to know.
Yeah, it gets to be a little aggressive with all the heartfelt stories. It's a sports channel, for God's sakes.
Everything is Kaepernick. Every day is Kaepernick.
I don't even want to know. I don't.
NAACP, aren't they like boycotting the NFL or something? Because Kaepernick can't get a job?
I mean, listen, dude. The NFL, the NBA, the NHL, and even to a point the UFC, even though they're the most outlaw of all the sports, it's a corporate gig, man. Yeah. It is a corporate gig. Why don't you see what happens when you get on CSI Miami or whatever and you start fucking blasting everybody? When you get paid that kind of money, you get, it's like I just did a gig with Tiffany Haddish, right? Uh-huh. She just was on Girl Trip, $100 million. One of my very good friends. She's blowing up, and I love her to death. And she's doing well. She has this bit about the time she hooked up with this handicapped guy. And it makes her people around her uncomfortable. Yeah. Because when you get that big and you get paid that kind of money, you're almost getting paid to represent the people paying you the money. Yeah. And with that comes a little bit of censorship. Not everybody can be Joe Rogan, who is making bazillions of dollars and can say whatever he wants. Right. It's like that's a blessing, and there's only like a couple of people on this planet that can do that. Uh-huh. With that money comes a little bit of like, hey, dude, you represent us. You have to watch what you say. Yep. And that's the dude. Listen, you guys have sponsors, right? Yeah. Now let's say you're doing a show about sponsors, and I just start talking mad shit about them. Like, wouldn't you get pissed?
Yeah, that'd be a difficult one to try to navigate around. What do you do?
So I did Doug Stanhope's fucking podcast, and he had this one thing, and I kind of made it. I addressed it about like millennials and stuff like that, and even Doug Stanhope, who's the craziest motherfucker I know, walked back the statement because they're his sponsors. Yeah. And you look at the military, and even though he says it's about police. Sitting down during the national anthem, that is a huge sponsor of the NFL, a huge sponsor. Uh-huh. Now, I believe in what he's doing. I think he should have the right to do it, but you also have the right not to get hired if you want to. I mean, I'm sorry, as someone who lives in Hollywood who talks mad shit on stage, mad shit. Right now I'm doing a bit about Adam and Eve didn't get kicked out of the Garden of Eden because they ate the apple. They left because Satan knocked up Eve, and there's a good chance Adam and Eve were in cuckolding. They were into cuckolding, So the point is that stuff isn't going to get you on the Tonight Show. Yeah. So, it's like you got to play that game. I think Kaepernick can say whatever he wants to, but you also have the right to your employers going, I don't want to support that.
Yep, no, I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's definitely being able to say whatever the fuck you want to say as long as you're not physically hurting anybody. You should be able to do that. But, I mean, with almost anything, you have to play the game sometimes or somehow find a way to tiptoe that line.
The worst part about Kaepernick is that he renegotiated with San Francisco to get out of his contract. Oh, he took less money over less years. It's like he completely misjudged the market.
Yeah,
he did it to himself.
Yeah,
he did it to himself.
He's obviously not the brightest individual. I think he is still surprisingly talented. Like a lot of people say that he's just done, but even look at the last games he played in San Francisco. He played a little bit last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
Last season?
He actually had a decent year last year. Yeah. If I was, who should sign him? Carolina. He would fit right behind. You could run the same offense that you run with Cam Newton. Cam Newton gets hurt all the time. You throw Kaepernick in, he's right behind him.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. He'd be a damn good backup anywhere.
Yeah.
But, you couldn't put him in behind Tom Brady. Tom Brady's offense is all pocket passer.
Right, but I'm saying compared to a lot of the backup quarterbacks that they have on some of these teams, Kaepernick would be a definite upgrade.
Brandon Weeden still has a fucking job. How's Brandon Whedon have a job in the NFL?
I know. He's been in the league like 4 years and he's almost 40.
Really? He's almost 40?
Garbage, dude.
He's a rookie.
Garbage. I mean, like, dude, the guy bombs, dude. He bombed on fucking Dallas. They had the best O-line and all-star wide receivers. What? He bombed.
I know.
Bombed. Had the best running back in football. Bombed. Why does he still have a job?
He's only 33. He's not 40.
He came in. He was a rookie at like 29 or something.
Yeah, because he went and played baseball and failed. Anybody who plays baseball and tries to do football after can't do it. You know, why does Ryan Mallett have a job with Baltimore? That guy's flamed out everywhere he's been.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't. There's some of these backups. It's unbelievable they still have a job. But
I equate it to I've worked in the restaurant industry as a manager, and I equate it to when you're super short people, you don't have the people to fill the positions that you need. Sometimes you pick what you get because that's what you get, and
so you're
saying
but he's available to sign though.
Yeah,
that's like having That's like you're a restaurant manager, and there's a guy who has a giant face tattoo on his face.
I make him a dishwasher.
He's a really good fucking waiter, but you don't want to use a waiter who has a fucking face tattoo. Right. And you're just short, and you're just putting out anybody, and the guys can't get the fucking orders right, but you don't want to put out face tattoo guy because it doesn't represent your image.
Right.
So what you're saying is because Kaepernick's black. That's why he.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I think it's because he's a media whore.
He just, well, dude, he's not doing himself anything. You know, man, it's just like you got to play the game, dude. You're putting out tweets still left and right. If you want to work, you shut up.
Play football. That's what you should be doing. Everything else, like...
Joey Diaz does Joey Diaz, and he gets hired for the gigs that are right for Joey Diaz, and they don't hire him for the ones where he's not right for.
Right.
He does him. And like, dude, hey, Kaepernick, if you see you're not getting picked up, play the game. Or go be a social activist, and that's fine. Do it.
Yeah,
but just,
exactly.
It's just like you're not I'm sorry, dude. Everyone's like, he's getting blackballed. Of course he is. Of course he is. It's a corporate gig.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see it all the time. The people that still have game left, but they're not willing to just keep their mouth shut and at least hold the line somewhat.
Well, at that point, though, the game isn't as important as what they feel like they have to say.
Their ego's too big.
Right, and that too.
Yeah, well, that's to them. And
that's the thing.
Police brutality, there's a big thing with that. And, and it's real. And not that every cop is a bad guy, but there are bad apples just like in anything.
Mm-hmm.
There are bad apples. And there's brutality. And these guys kill people and they don't go to jail. That's a real thing. And like him doing this is very brave. But you can't sit there and cry about your situation when you know why you're not working.
Right.
It's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When you're trying to cast a huge fucking net, you don't want to rock. They just don't want you to rock the boat. Mm-hmm. They just don't want you to rock the boat. It's like I told my friend Jay Larson when we first met like 15, 16 years ago, the guy from the Crab Feast.
Mm-hmm.
I told him people would rather work with a less talented person who's easy to get along with and doesn't rock the boat than the most talented guy in the fucking world who just is horrible to work. Keith Olbermann. Look at that guy. That guy has been ran out of every job he's had because he's just impossible to work with.
Yeah.
He's the best at what he does, but he's impossible to work with.
Yep. Think about when you go to a restaurant and you have a waitress who is just amazing at her job, does everything right, but she's a total bitch. Her personality sucks. And then you get that waitress who's brand new and she's fumbling and she's dropping shit and she's forgetting what you ordered and bringing the wrong thing, but she's a total sweetheart and she's like trying her hardest and apologetic and all that stuff. Who's the one that you're probably going to tip more?
Yeah. 100%.
Nice person.
Right.
That's right. 100%, dude. 100%. And it all comes out in the wash. If he wants to play the game, plays the game. If he doesn't, then he's just going to fucking, then you just become a social activist. And I'm sure there's a lot of money in that too. But if you want to be a football player because you only have so many years to do that, you got to play the game, dude.
Mm-hmm. Right. Play it or don't or do what you're going to do, but you don't get to complain about it.
Right. I mean, like, if he was a rapper, he could totally say all this shit. It's what is your game, and you got to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's ways to promote his activism without having to like make such a spectacle of it. You know.
Yep.
I think he's trying a little too hard to make a spectacle of it and use the NFL as a way to generate that spectacle.
Yeah. So Sam, who's your team?
I am a Oakland Raiders fan.
Motherfucking
to
Raiders.
The bone.
Ooh. I have good feelings about them this year.
Are you gonna move to Vegas with them?
I think about that all the time. I'm not necessarily against it. Listen, man. You can't have the Oakland Raiders, one of the premier brands of the NFL, okay, which was up until recently up there with the Dallas Cowboys, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and now the New England Patriots. You cannot have them playing in the worst stadium in baseball. Not even in football. The worst stadium in baseball. You can't have them play there. But I understand why Oakland would rather have a baseball stadium than a football stadium, because it's the difference between 8 games and 82 games. 82 games, your citizens get more work. So I know why San Diego and Oakland both pick baseball over football.
But the Raiders are just finally starting to become something. They've been, what's it been, 2002 since they were relevant? And now dude, everything ebbs and flows, dude. Look at the Celtics, how bad they were. They were bad forever, man. And then they just do these miracles. Look at the Lakers. Everything ebbs and flows. You can't be great forever. Now you got somebody like Green Bay who goes from Brett Favre to Aaron what's his face?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. You can't. That's very rare. You see San Antonio. They go from David Robinson to Tim Duncan.
Yep.
You know, those are rare, man. Those are rare. You have your ebbs and your flows, and the Raiders were just bad. You know, they made a bunch of bad trades. Jamarcus Russell, as soon as they drafted him, I go, this is going to be the biggest bust ever. I used to watch him in football. I'm like, that guy couldn't do jack shit in college. But because he had a good, like, Cotton Bowl game, they were like, okay, we're going to draft him because he could throw 50 yards on one knee. As far as I know, you don't play on a knee, you know. And then they went after Carson Palmer, gave up way too much for him, and it set us all back. So now we got the team. Now we got a good team, man. I wish we give up like a draft pick for Calvin Johnson. He's like one of our coaches. It's like, put him on the field. Give Detroit like a 3 or a 4 for him, because they're not going to get anything for him. Yep. Give him a 3 or 4.
And that was one of the reasons he retired. He said it was because he was just sick of losing in Detroit. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't worth it. Beating the shit out of his body every game. It wasn't worth it anymore. Just lose. But the Raiders, holy shit, with Crabtree and Amari Cooper and Kelvin Johnson.
Oh, that'd be so great, dude.
Derek Carr.
That'd be so great.
Didn't they pick up Marshawn too?
Marshawn, yeah.
Yeah.
Marshawn's do you think?
So we'll see how that goes. Our secondary, like all of our DBs, just can't stop getting arrested for domestic violence. And we can't stop the only thing we can hit, it seems to be, is women. That's the only thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Well, do you think Marshawn Lynch is gonna go back to his old form after taking a year off?
Well, I mean, like, it's just interesting because you think, like, no wear and tear for a year, that'd be good. But for some reason, people think that's a bad thing. I think not getting pounded on and let your body heal up for a year is probably better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look what Adrian did after he blew out his ACL. He missed. No, he didn't miss. He didn't miss the whole year. Was it the year after he beat his kid? What year was that?
Yeah, he missed a bunch of times.
Yeah, he missed for beating his kid.
Missed the year. He came back
like
he's a genetic freak.
Yeah. Which I can't remember.
It's interesting because the Minnesota Vikings home opener is at the new bank, and then we're playing New Orleans.
Yeah.
So he gets to come back home for a bit.
What's going on with the guy that blew out his knee for you guys?
Teddy Bridgewater. I don't know. There's talks about that he's going to be coming back. He's on the PUP list, obviously, but
He's still on the list.
There's talks
Was
that
he supposed to be back this year?
They said maybe this year, maybe not this year at all. It was very like
still up in
that
the air.
injury was so fucked up. Like there was talks that if the trainer that was on the field when the injury happened, that he could have lost his leg if he wouldn't have treated it the way that he did.
The trainer was throwing up. The trainer was throwing up. He was he was rocking back and forth in the fetal position.
And there was an eclipse overhead.
The trainer didn't know what to do.
Solar eclipse.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, like it was bad.
But that freaked me out because they said all he was doing was dropping back during practice. He was dropping back for a pass. And I'm thinking,
well, look at Ryan Tannehill, same thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's just so
just
crazy
dropping
that
back.
These super athletes can totally destroy their knee just dropping back for a pass. And after I heard that, like I'm walking around all gingerly, like because I'm not an athlete, definitely not anymore.
You're not?
No, not these days. And if they can go down from a freak injury like that, it makes me think any step I take, I could just crumple to the ground. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. But he also was starting to come into his own before that injury happened. And so I don't feel like we've gotten a complete picture of what he's capable of as a quarterback because he was a rookie and young. So
we'll find out.
And
we'll
Sam
see.
Bradford just keeps
Sam
lucking
B.
into shit. It's unbelievable.
I know.
We'll see. We shall see. I think it's about time we wrap this up. You want to let our listeners know where they can find you and what you got coming up real quick?
Yeah, just go to Sam Tripoli on all social media, Tripoli. Look up my 2 podcasts, Punch Drunk Sports with Jason Tebow and Ari Shafir. We talk sports and bleach assholes. It's all a fun show.
Yes.
And then we have Tinfoil Hat with myself and Ryan Davis. You can find that across all the podcasting networks and that or apps or distribution, whatever you want to call it. Then YouTube, I put up all my podcasts on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/Sam Tripoli, Tripoli, and check out my new double album, The Diabolical.
Yes.
It's available on iTunes and everything else.
I've listened to it. It's awesome.
Yep.
Oh, thank you. You're very nice. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Motherfucking Sam Tripoli.
Woo woo.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for having me on, guys. It's always a pleasure.
Yes, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, brother. You enjoy the rest of your evening.
Take care, guys. Much
You
love,
too.
and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.
Frankie!
What?
It's outro time.
I know.
Hey, let's do this.
Do it.
That was our guest, Mr. Motherfucking Sam Tripoli.
Sam Hey, love that dude.
Hilarious comedian on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had him on the show before. We've had him on now again. And we always enjoy our time with him.
Yes. He's got a couple podcasts. He's got Tinfoil Hat.
And
you can find
Go.
You can find it on iTunes and
they're on Google Play Music. I think they're probably on Stitcher.
I was referring to
YouTube.
the other podcast.
Oh, Punch Drunk Sports? Yes.
Find those on all the things we just mentioned.
Do it. Yeah.
Latest episode just dropped.
It just did from Tinfoil Hat. Hilarious dude. We love that guy.
Yep.
And
He's the best.
Especially his rants when he rants about shit.
Uh-huh.
Love it. Yes. And I love how he describes how he's like a street smart dude who's into scholarly things. So it helps people like us who aren't exactly scholarly understand the scholarly things out there.
Yeah, I wonder.
You know what I mean?
I think that Sam Tripoli would win a fight between him and Christopher Lambert from Mortal Kombat.
Because he's a sorcerer?
Yes.
Sam Tripoli is a sorcerer.
Mm-hmm.
He is not a mere mortal like Christopher Lambert is.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Christopher Lambert claims to be Raiden. Too much? So, yes, Sam motherfucking Tripoli, thank you, brother, for sharing your time with us.
Thank you.
Let's talk about some damn sponsors, huh?
Yes.
All right. We have the Comics Watching Comics Show.
Hosted by Kev Goatee.
Yeah. You can find them coming soon to Amazon Prime.
What?
Yes. And check out their website, comicswatchingcomics.com.
Twitter, Instagram.
Like it, follow it, love it.
Want some more of it.
And the SportsBook Box Office Podcast.
Hosted by Kevin Goatee and Jeffrey Paul.
Some New York comedians busting each other's balls about sports and movies.
2 of the best things ever.
Fuck yeah. They're on iTunes. They're on Spreaker. They're on Podomatic.
Yeah, they're on all the things.
Look them
Just
up.
look them up.
We love those dudes.
Yeah, they're the best.
Our 2 newest sponsors, Northland Vapor Company. They're the e-vape dudes. They have all the delicious
dudes
vape
and
flavors
dudettes.
and dudettes.
Yeah.
They have a promo code you can type in.
Sarge20 to get 20% off e-liquid and swag.
They're badass swag. They got some good swag there. So they got some cool gear.
Yeah.
And they've always got deals going on. You can use that code, and they have the e-liquid that you can get that's way cheaper than most of the other vape companies.
Yeah, it's way cheaper, way better quality,
yeah,
awesome flavors.
100% raw materials, none of that preservative bullshit.
They don't add any artificial sweeteners or anything to that.
Yeah.
All good to go. And they also have an awesome rewards program that you can sign up for to get discounts and deals and savings and find out about new flavors and all the things going on. So make sure you go to their website, northlandvapor.com.
Oh, definitely check out that one flavor that you were telling me about. Like
Which
the
one?
most popular one that they have, the nuts.
The nuts and cream?
The nuts and cream.
It's going to make you come over these
It's going to make you what?
I don't know.
The nuts and cream will make you come, people.
It might.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And our final sponsor, Alpine Hemp. They are makers of CBD oil.
Yes.
That hemp oil. It's 100% full spectrum plant extract, so that's the best way to get it. It's the way that you're going to get the most utilization and benefit from the CBD oil, and it is not marijuana, people. It's not psychoactive.
No, it's completely different.
You're not going to get high off of it.
No.
Okay, so don't worry about that. There's all kinds of studies that have been done on the benefits of hemp oil. Things like anxiety and depression. There's a full list of them. Just do the research, and you'll see how beneficial that hemp oil can be.
Mm-hmm. And they have it available in tincture form, which is the dropper. They have capsules. They also have a promo code going on right now, too, 20% off. Type in Sarge20. You can check out their website at alpinehemp.com.
Beautiful. All right. I think we're done. Actually, you know what? We should probably tell the people who we got coming up next.
Yeah.
Motherfucking Darren Chase.
Darren Chase from Minnesota.
Love that dude. Yeah.
The unofficial sponsor of Little Caesars Pizza.
Yeah.
He's going to be joining us tomorrow live. We're going to do another live Facebook situation, but also record and post like we normally do. So looking forward to that.
And I'm looking forward to him and Sam Tripoli working together.
Yeah.
Sam was talking about earlier.
Absolutely.
That'd be a good show.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. So thanks again to Sam and all our sponsors.
Hell yeah. All right. We're done.
Cool. Thanks. Have a great night. Bye.
Later, fuckers.
Kennedy's head, shot by the government to the head, not by the Oswald like they said. We all want to know about Kennedy's head. We all want to know about Kennedy's brain, Kennedy's brain, Kennedy's brain. The government lost it, that's insane. Lost his brain, that's insane. The government lost it, Kennedy's brain. We all want to know about the magic ride, the magic ride, the magic ride. shot from behind. That magic bullet took some ride. We all want to know about the magic ride. We all want to know about the CIA, the FBI, and LBJ. You all had something to gain that J. What happened that J? What happened that J? We all want to know about what happened that day. Why should we believe you, telling all these lies for so many years? Why should we believe you? The government lied and it lied and it lied. The government lies and it lies and it lies. Government lies. We all want to know about Kennedy's head, Kennedy's head, Kennedy's head. Shot by the government through the head, not by Lee Oswald like they said. We all want to know about Kennedy's head. We all want to know about Kennedy's head. We all want to know about Kennedy's brain. We all want to know about the CIA. We all want to know about the FBI. We all want to know about the magic ride. We all want to know about LBJ.